Okay. Right, I am with Darren. You got to be pleased today. 2-1 win over Abbey Rangers. Confirmed runners-up, which is obviously our highest ever league position in the Combined Counties League. It's got to be something you, Donny and the guys are justifiably proud of.
Yeah, afternoon, Gal. Yeah, I mean, obviously, 2-1 today. We come out. We knew that if a win today would secure runners up for us, which, as you say, is the highest finish for the club in a relatively young club. It's still very new at this level of football. So it's an improvement on last year, with options of at least one cup final confirmed, and hopefully the chance to reach a second one. But as we can't help but looking at it with a slight frustration as well, that we've probably dropped so many points, that unnecessary points along the way, that we're probably going to hand Chertsey the title too soon.
Yeah, I guess some of the points we've dropped, whilst if we'd have picked them up, it might not have stopped Chertsey winning the title. It would have made the running a little bit more tricky for them, shall we say.
Yeah, a little bit more interesting, I guess. But listen, at the end of the day, we spoke at length about them today, and I was chatting to some of the Abbey officials, and you can't fault what they've done. Over the course of the season, I've always maintained the league table don't lie. They've got one league defeat to their names. And they're in the Vars final with I think a better than fighting chance of being crowned as champions this year. So if we are going to come runners up, I guess you'd have to look a long way before you'd find a team that have been so dominant at this level.
Yep, I'll agree with that. I mean, I think the only side that would possibly come close to them would be Sholing down in the Wessex League, who I think are unbeaten and drawn a couple, but anywhere else they've been head and shoulders above most other championship winning sides. So, you have to say hats off to them. Well done, and good luck next season. And obviously, good luck in the Vars final.
Yeah, definitely. As a club, we know we've supported them all the way through their Vars run, and I think a number of boys have wished them well on social media, and we've said for a while, that we had good belief that they could go on and win it, and now I hope they realise that.
Cool. Let's get back onto today's game. It was a strange affair. It wasn't a huge action-packed game, not a whole lot going on. Considering games between the two sides are normally really good encounters, I think if you came down as a neutral to watch today, you'd probably gone away a little disappointed.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. I thought it was I wouldn't say it was a sort of end-of-season game enough in a state, clearly, because you look at the league position of the two clubs. There was still an awful lot of stakes, particularly for us. But I thought first half, we were workmanlike. I thought we were organised, and I thought we were quite deserving of the 2-0 lead that we took in at half time. I wouldn't say it's probably unfair to say it was completely comfortable, but I never really felt that we was in too much difficulties. I can't really remember having too much to do in the first half. But I've been doing this long enough to know that a game is seldom won by half time, or two halves are seldom the same, play out the same way. So we were urging the guys to try and keep concentration, which I didn't think we did particularly well second half. I thought we made a few mistakes. I thought we was a little bit second to the punch. I think we thought the job was done, typified by the goal that we conceded, which is arguably probably the longest distance own goal of the season in the Combined Counties Premier.
Where was he when he struck it? Just inside their half?
Well, diagonally, it was halfway line and almost by the touchline. So it's a hell of a distance that ball's travelled. And then obviously they've struck the crossbar, in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So you come away from it, I guess, and you say, do you know what? It wasn't efficient, but it was enough.
Yeah. I mean, when you see a goal like the one they scored, as a manager, how do you feel? What can you do? Because you can't legislate for your centre forward having nowhere else to go and deciding to play it back to your keeper.
No.
And your keeper with no one near him, just hitting it.
I just think it's one of those freak ones that you almost just have to kind of roll your eyes and kind of go, right, let's get on with it, because it was I thought Ollie's ground game in the first half, I thought his distribution, he was an outlet for us. I thought his kicking was excellent, And not in a million years did I foresee that ball rolling under his foot and then, ended up crossing the line, which, I think it did, but disappointingly, the linesman, I say disappointingly, the goal was given by two officials that was, 25, 30 yards away. And there was a lot of wasn't it? The referee's looking at the linesman, the assistant on that side wasn't up with play. He couldn't categorically say. So the referee took it on himself. So, do you know what? I think it went over, so it is what it is.
To be fair, for the officials, I know everybody likes to criticise officials, but in that situation, you've got very little chance of being in the right place.
Absolutely.
Because a ball struck from the halfway line,
and that's the point. Yeah, that's my point. If you're not close enough and you've not got a plumb view of it, then should you be giving it? You can't, because that to me, there was no immediate decision. Listen, I don't want to get into talking about the officials today because that's a whole different conversation.
At the end of the day, what gave it away for me was Ollie. His first thought was to look at the linesman. If it had just got up and carried on, you never know. But he's had a look at the lines because he knows it's gone over the line.
Yeah, so
he's had that little
body language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think fair enough. Okay, as we say, 2-1 sees us finish runners up. It's not been a bad season. I know we are disappointed in not winning the league and not getting promoted, but to come runners up is not the world's worst. It's an improvement on last year. Tuesday night saw us winning the cup semi-final to put us through to the Premier Challenge Cup final for the first time in our history.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So again, that's another cup final. It's been a positive season, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? And I guess when we sit down after, in the cold light day afterwards and reflect on it, then that's how we'll view it. It's an improvement in terms of our best league finish, as you say, and then add into that the first Premier Cup appearance. It's hard to be uber critical, but we know.
Yes, we do. But again, I'm going to go on more sort of positives here. You've introduced more teenagers to the side than I think we've ever done before.
Yeah.
We've had two who have been regulars this year in Guy and Ollie. You've brought up, I'm going to forget their names now. Mason, you've brought up Ben Senior, you brought up Javonte, all who've done well when they play for the first team. So moving forward, that's got to be a huge positive.
Yeah, Felipe.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's probably only maybe two of the 23's development squad that haven't played some point this year for the first team.
Yeah.
So do you know what? From when you practice what you preach in terms of development, then those are statistics that bear that out. And I think we are a progressive club. And I know everyone talks about it. We got shot down in flames. I think at the start of it was last year or this year when we named sort of 7 teenagers in the squad.
Yeah, first game of the season.
First game of the season, and there was a lot of comments flying around about how lack of our ambition obviously wasn't what people had expected it to be. Well, wake up and smell the coffee. Everyone else now is jumping on the bandwagon. There's the second half of the season. You've seen lots of clubs, commenting on their progression and their pathways and everything else. We did that right at the start of this season. So the writing was on the wall from us. We set our stall out. It wasn't any lack of ambition. As I said, I expected and wanted to be, to be there or thereabouts this year. Well, I think we've done that.
Yeah.
But it's great, and it's great to see the boys coming through. And there's some great lads in there, and it's exciting talents, and there'll be more that will get opportunities without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay. Well, you look at the 23s, and obviously they've won their league in a cup final.
Yeah.
The reserves today confirmed a runners-up finish. Excellent. They've also got 2 cup finals. So across the whole of the senior section of the club, it's been a good season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hard to be too critical with it, And I think it's just, maybe we're tired after 9 months, and we knew what we set our stall at. Donnie and I set our stall out at the start of the season. We brought Adam on board. Unfortunately, recently we've parted company, but I wish him well. But you just have to just say, what we wanted to achieve this year. We've pushed it close, but we weren't quite there. It wasn't quite achieved, but very, very respectable, and we're proud of what the boys have done.
So last year 3rd, this year 2nd. Next year,
Anyway, it's up, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, Gary.